Om Shruti Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpatam Shankaram Logashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhatarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punah Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Continuing the introduction of the base for studying Upanishad. It's very important to know why should I study Upanishad. And also it's very important to know what are the basic qualifications for a seeker to enter into the Upanishad study. So as a seeker, I need to know the base of Upanishad teaching and study. And we are going through that. The basic scriptures of Indian tradition are Vedas. It's a pramanam, a means of knowledge. Why it became a means of knowledge? Because it revealed unique things in this world. If heaven is known through my direct perception, Vedas are not going to reveal a unique thing. Something already came to know by direct perception is no need to be told by Vedas. But Vedas reveal heaven. Vedas reveal a ritual which can produce our next generation called Putra Kameshti Yagam. If you do that ritual properly, according to the instructions given in these scriptures, suppose a couple is lacking of their next generation progeny, it can be solved through this ritual. Similarly, a lot of unique things are being revealed by Vedas. That is why it became Pramana, a means for. As a human being, right from my childhood, when I compare with other human beings, I am pretty sure about my lackings in this world. Because I compare my human body with the other human body. I compare my situations with other people's situations. Like that, lot of comparison already happened. From that, I confirm myself that I am lacking something in this world. And there are many. We can come bit more easier. Limitations are many in my life. I am a limited being. I am an illegitimate living being. I am not provided certain things like other living beings are having in this world. So my mind will be always having certain temptation to achieve those things which I like and which I am lacking and which I see in others' life. So I have I have already certain pressures building up in my mind, which I don't have right from my childhood. I will be attracted to different things in the world. As a child, I will be attracted for toys. As a teenager, I will be attracted to certain bikes or cars or some other girls, etc., etc. As a teenager. So, in every age, there will be difference in the external things which are being the object of attraction for me. But the attraction is continuing. The pressure is there to achieve certain things in my life. So I work for that and I achieve certain things and I get some happiness through that thing. So when there is no way of achieving my wantings, an object which I want to be in my life, I am not having any source for its achievement. I don't get that thing in spite of all my effort. Then it's not very easy to concentrate in the daily life. As a failure in love, as a failure in removing the debts, as a failure in the uh, household life, when there is no solution in these things, when I don't see any solutions in these daily things which I come to come to face them, I have taken certain money from the bank and I was giving that money by installment. Up to COVID, after pandemic, it's very difficult because everything have been usurped by that pandemic. So I feel that debts are growing up in the bank and I am not having a comfort source of money in order to remove that debts. And my daily lives also having lot of expenses. In order to meet all these expenses, I have to invest all my salary so that I don't have savings to give to the debts. Like this, we don't concentrate on our daily life due to certain things which are annoying in my life. Similarly, a lot of things are there for different people. Somebody will be facing debts from the bank. Somebody will be facing some love failure in their life. Somebody will be facing some disagreement with their parents or brothers or sisters. Somebody will be having certain issues related to their office. Somebody will be having some problems related to their co-workers. All these things will be annoying, totally disturbing a personality, so that it's not very easy to focus on my daily life. What to do the next day? We will be unaware of that because we are thinking about the serious matters which are to be solved in my life. Each and every human being will be under these pressures of certain things and they don't have a a way to come out of that. When such situations arise, it's not very easy to focus on the human goals or not very easy to put effort towards the human goals. This is for sure. Even somebody comes to tell you, we are not human beings. We are supposed to be an eternal entity, which are told in our scriptures. We should know about that. If somebody tried to know that, that itself will give some relief from our pain and worries. If somebody comes to tell you, you will not getting the mind to listen completely towards that knowledge. Because my mind is already worried about my issues of my children, issues of my surgery of my brother, diseases of my household family members, or money situations of my own ways. All these things, one may differ from one to one. The, the issues may differ from one to one. Everybody will be under certain pressures. And these pressures will not allow the person to focus on the goal or to the path which will be helping to reach the goal. Mind is not in balance to listen somebody. Mind is not available at all to listen the reality. Mind will be going behind the things which are annoying in my daily life. So I am not having the capacity to deal with the reality. It's very interesting why Vedas talks about different things to accomplish and achieve. One should know that. There's a big connection for the ritual portion towards the portion of knowledge. That connection, once you see, everything is purposeful, what Veda talks about. When the worries are making the mind more and more annoying, I will not be able to focus towards the right thing which are being told by my traditional teachers. My mind is not available for to do anything. When I am having something to deal in my life seriously, as a disease, as a health issue, as my debt, as my family matters, suppose one of my family member is having a worst relationship with their partner, and I am the only person to support them. How can you concentrate on the goal of the human life? Because those issues will be always making us to go more and more deep on their things. It's not very easy. Any simple issue will make you to go behind that. One cannot focus on the reality. As a thorn in the leg will not help you to read a book, will not help you to enjoy the food what you are eating, will not help you to focus on the TV programs, because that thorn is annoying you in your leg. Similarly, when there is an issue for a human being, it's not very easy to make them to reach the goal or make them to focus towards the path of goal. Very important. Thus, Veda talks about the solutions for each and every issues faced by human beings. The potential issues which are there for a human being is being told, is being elaborately discussed in the first portion of Vedas. That's why Ayurveda is there, a big science which talks about the different diseases and the remedies for these diseases. Like this, a group of portion which is talking about different ritual, a portion. Putra Kameshti Yagam, for getting good babies in one's life. When partners are lacking to get the next generation, if you approach Vedas, somebody who studied Vedas may refer to do this ritual in a proper way, as it is told, as it is instructed. If somebody can do, they will get the next generation in their hands. So, lot of instructions in the form of rituals, we call them kamya karmaha. When there is a desire, it is to be fulfilled partially or fully to regain the balance of the mind. Once the balance of the mind is regained, it is easy to make them understand what is your human goal. Without the balance of the mind, when somebody is facing a major disease, when somebody is facing an issue with their children, when somebody is facing an issue with their family matters, when somebody is facing an issue in their office or job or anything, it's not very easy to make them understand what is the reality of the life or what is the essential thing to be achieved as a human being. For the sake of that, we have a beautiful portion in Vedas called Karma Kanda, and in that portion, a section called Kamya Karma. In order to fulfill all the desires of a human being, there are ritualistic portion. If you approach that, your desire will be fulfilled by doing these rituals. Thus, Vedas are promoting our lackings as a human being and retain our limitation through fulfilling these desires and accomplishing the desired thing. The limitation will continue. First portion of the Vedas never talk about you are limitless. There is no scope of coming out of limitations in the first portion of Vedas. Vedas are only prescribing, Vedas are only referring certain rituals. If you do, you can come out of these limitations. Ultimately, the first portion of Vedas never talks about the limitless entity you are. So we retain our limitations in our daily life. This is the biggest mistake which we commit when we go along with the first portion of the Vedas. Vedas don't want to hurt you. The first portion never hurts you. Why? It won't say you are Brahman. You need not to fulfill anything in this world. Material world will come and goes. It's all temporary. If you earn that thing after your age, you have to leave or you have to give up that when your body fall apart. Either it will go leaving you or you will live living them in this world. But Veda don't talks about that. The first portion never talks about the reality. It will take care of as a mother taking care of its own baby. Whatever baby asks, the mother will fulfill that desire. The baby will ask for a balloon. Mother will not deny it. A balloon will only survive for 1 hour. After 1 hour, due to the temperature variation or due to the air which is inside the balloon, become hot and it will become more and more, it will build up pressure and the balloon will blast. You need not to purchase a balloon. A mother will not say to a baby, mother, just go along with the desire of the baby. You want a balloon? Buy. Similarly, each and everything have a lot of limitations. They are temporary. They don't go along with you in the entire life. It may go. There is no guarantee for that, that it will continue towards your last breath. Everything is there. But Veda, the first portion of the Vedas, never talks about all these limitations of the achieved thing. Vedas want you to achieve the thing and regain the balance of the mind. Once you regain the balance of the mind, it's very easy to focus on the reality. It's not that Vedas want you to misguide from the reality towards the temporary things. It's not so. Karma Kanda helps you to regain your balance of the mind so that it can easily focus on what is to be done in this world as a human being. What is the real goal of a human being? I can listen. I can sit in front of the Guru and listen. My mind is available for listening those words from the Guru. Most of the people comes to traditional teachers and for the 6 months or 1 year, their mind is not available to listen the traditional teachers. Why? They carry all things in their mind while coming towards the traditional teacher. Lot of things to be fulfilled, lot of issues to be settled from the past, lot of issues are continuing even now. All these things will become an obstacle in the path of pursuit. Knowledge cannot enter inside the mind if these things occupy in our mind. So that a desire which is to be partially fulfilled is being helped by Vedas. Similarly, if you chant certain mantras, that mantras have the capacity to make certain conducive situations in your life. That's why we chant mantras and we also get certain things which are materially benefits. And due to that, we will be happy. And we can come to the class and 1 hour we can listen. It's very important. Amushmika Sukhani, material benefits. All these things which are available in the heaven, which are available here also. Both you enjoy in this world with the different things so that your mind is available to listen what are the right things to be done by as a human being. That's why karma kanta is also important, or a tool to achieve the jnana kanta, to reach jnana. So it talks about temporary things which are to be achieved in this world, and certain actions to be done without any amendment. Nitya Karmani, first portion of the Vedas talks about that. As a human being, I should not avoid to do certain things in the world for my survival. It may not get a direct benefits, but there are certain benefits which are in the form of conducive situations. That's why Nitya Karma. obligatory duties. You cannot avoid or deny. Nitya karma. This also been presented by the first portion of Vedas. Naimittika karma, incidental duties. Those things which are to be done as a human being, as a social living being, those duties also been presented by the ritualistic portion. Naimittikam. Kamya karma, desired things are being fulfilled through certain rituals. It's very important. You have to do as it is told in the Vedas. You cannot do in which way you like. Then it will not be fulfilled. Even to go to heaven, certain rituals are there. Whether heaven is existing or not, there is a ritual to reach heaven. Without heaven, there will be no rituals, correct? When the train tickets are available in the railway station, the destination is already there. This train will go through that destination. Similarly, when the rituals are kept, there is a place where you will reach after doing the ritual. So there is no doubt about heaven. There is no doubt about receiving certain material benefits through this rituals. So a lot of things are there in the first portion of Vedas, mainly rituals. So Nitya karmam, Naimittika karmam, Kamya karmam, Pradishitha karmam. Prohibitory actions may make you to feel guilt, and it will also bring some hurt in our life. Why I done like that? I should have done in another way. So guilt and hurt also a hindrance in the pursuit of knowledge. In order to take care of all these guilts and hurts, a certain group of actions called prayashchitta karma. Prayashchitta, neutralizing actions. Any person who have done certain wise acts, like killing an animal or taking somebody's money when you are ignorant, or something which is illegal in the daily life, we have done. But after listening Vedas and Vedanta from the traditional teacher, you feel, I have done something wrong on that time. I should do certain neutralization in my life for that. Then neutralizing actions comes into picture. Very big actions are the neutralizing actions, small actions also. For example, there is a potential to be attacked by certain major diseases in my life because I am eating certain things. How we can take care of these diseases in our daily life? Distributing foods for the animals and birds help the person to remove the diseases partially. It is told in Vedas. When you do certain good things for the animal world or birds world, there is a neutralization of the diseases which are ready to attack me. That is why it's very important, Bhuta Daya, compassion towards the living beings other than human beings, which will help the person to neutralize their own evil results like diseases, etc. I gave you one example, that's it. It's very important. Neutralizing actions. Diseases are the cause, the root cause is for the diseases our own evil actions which we have done in this birth or previous birth. To remove that evil results, we do certain neutralizing actions. It's very important. Just like taking the antibiotic to kill the virus in the body. Similarly, our neutralizing actions will take care of all the issues yet to come in my life or in my body. Lot of neutralizing actions are there. Prayashchitta karmani. It's a portion inside the karma kanta, inside the Veda. So, nitya karmam, naimittika karmam, obligatory duties, incidental duties, duties which are, if you are ready, if you want to do, then actions born out of desires, then neutralizing actions, and prohibited actions also there. What is to be done, what is not to be done. It's very important. You cannot cut a tree without doing some mantras. You cannot cut a tree unless you want to make a house. Even one leaf will produce a lot of oxygen. When the tree is cut into, how much oxygen we will be lacking in the coming years. Each and every leaf of the tree is working towards the ecological unity. All the things should be together. There is a rhythm for that. So we cut the tree and a group of leaves are being lost and there is no oxygen produced from coming days. So cutting would need certain mantras and there is a solution. Before cutting the wood, you plant 2 more plants same like this in the world and take care of that. And when you cut the tree, there are 2 other plants growing. Similarly, all these things are prescribed in the Vedas. Without prohibited actions, it's not very easy for the human being identifying what is illegal, what is adharma. A detailed lists are there in our Hindu Puranic books. Why should I should not do this? If you come to know how much grief will be there in the coming days, you will not do that. Mainly, we are not aware of how much issues we will be facing after doing this simple action. We don't have idea, so we involved in a simple action. When you kill an animal and eat, the prarabdha of the animal is being taken to your body. What are the prarabdha? What are the karma that animal has to go through? You will enjoy through that. This is the rule of a animal which is been eaten by somebody. Have you ever noticed or not? The carnivorous animals have a hard death. Nobody will have a silent death. And herbivores people, they even don't know for us when they have returned from this world. So both are important. It's very important. What are the do's and what are the don'ts? Prohibited actions are a part of Vedas. Never do that at any point of time. Kalancham na bhakshayet. Don't eat meat killing an animal. Suram na pipet. Don't drink unwanted things which make you unaware of your own situation. Suram na pipet. So all these things are prohibited actions. Then 5 set of karmas are the entire point, entire vision of karma kanda. Nitya karmam, naimittika karmam, kamya karmam, pradishitta karmam, prayashchitta karmam. 5 set of actions all together we say karma kandam, ritualistic portion of Vedas. Thus, a person comes to know these and these rituals are there in this Veda. If we can do these in a proper way, the desired result will be ours. Not every Veda, every rituals which are prescribed in the Vedas to be done by every individual. There is no such rule told in anywhere in these Vedas. Any of the ritual you do daily and you will become a master in that ritual. Very important. People make you fear. Once you study Veda, once you do some Abhisheka in a statue, you have to do daily. There is no such rule. These are all bluffing others. They don't have a traditional teacher, and whatever buddhi comes in their mind, they just go and talk to other religion and they get confused. All these things we need to know. Kamya karmam, naimittika karmam, nitya karmam, naimittika karmam, kamya karmam, pratishiddha karmam, prayashchitta karmam. Each and every page of the Veda will be having a place in one of this group. Whether it is Karma Kanda, whether it is Karma Kanda Stotram, whether it is some other things, everything will have, each and every page of Veda will decide in which group I belong to, whether I am Kamya Karma or Pratishiddha Karma or Prayashchitta Karma or Nitya Karma or Naimittika Karma. Thus, a person comes to know Vedas are talking about different rituals, different places to achieve the Lord, to see the Lord in some other places of India. Everything is available. Everything, first portion. Once you fulfill one of these rituals and get fulfilled the desire, then it's a different story. So anything in the Karma Kanda is purposeful if you use properly. It can help you to get the balance of the mind, and also certain material pleasures will help the person to go through the reality. Without any food, if I come to teach, I don't click any ideas. Similarly, when the person start their life and they are lacking about money, then everything will be provided through the upasana of Karma Kanda. And he will get money and he will roam around with the wife or kids. And after that, the mind will be focused and completely ready to receive the knowledge. This is not the portion of Vairagya. Vairagya is something very different. This is the way of one's entrance towards the spiritual path. After fulfilling, the mind will be completely regained its balance and it's ready to focus what is the reality. Thus, a person who gained the reality, gained the balance to listen the reality, this person will go to a guru or he will listen while sitting in the outside temple and listen through the mic. Some prabhashna is going on, some classes are going on. I can listen these words. Then he comes to know there is a pursuit called Veda. For all other people, there is no such pursuit called Vedas. Thus, a person who got the balance of the mind will be ready to receive the knowledge what is told in the Vedas. Thus, Veda talks about Jnana Kanta, knowledge about an entity. There, a question arises: what is the purpose of arriving to a conclusion or knowing what is this entity? What will be my profit? After knowing this entity, somebody give 5,000 rupees, I will be going to this entity daily twice. Morning and evening, I go to this entity and pray to the entity and somebody give money. There is no such way. But Karma Kanta is talking about the, Jnana Kanta is talking about the human goal. Jnana Kanta is talking about the real nature of a human. Jnana Kanta is talking about the desires to be fulfilled by you without owning money, without owning the body, anything, without owning the full senses in the body, still you can achieve the desirable things. So entering to the Jnana Kanta, a person get more details about his anatomy. He come to know that there is only one thing in this world which is eternal, which is consciousness, which is Brahman, and that eternal will be the goal of a human being. But most of the people just stuck with the desired things which are given by the Karma Kanda. They don't come to the Jnana Kanda, the portion of knowledge. Karma Kanda is elaborated for 85%. I already mentioned you in the last class, Karma Kanda has a lot of fallacies. One thing is that Karma Kanda will not allow the person to enter into a Jnana Kanda, not Karma Kanda. Jnana Kanda will not allow a person to enter into a bondage life. Bondages will make more and more issues to a personality. So, Jnana Kanta will not allow a person to get into more and more bondages. So, Karma Kanta will help the person to enter into the Jnana Kanta. If you don't have any desire, still you can perform certain rituals and prayers which are prescribed by the Karma Kanta. It will help the person to get an inner leisure. It will make the person ready to listen Jnana Kanta. Without having any desire, if you do any rituals or prayers of Karma Kanta, the first portion of Vedas, it will make the person ready to listen the Jnana Kanta. Readiness is important. Without readiness, nothing will happen when you enter into the Jnana Kanta. Readiness. What is readiness? A person has certain things in one's life which will be helpful to listen Jnana Kanta. So, Anthakarana Shuddhi, purification of mind is possible when you do the rituals and prayers of Jnana Kanta. Without any desire, if you do any ritual or prayers, it's all proven fact. That is why I am sitting right in front of you. Even now, after 10,000 years, it was been perennially flowing from one to one. If it is a lie cannot survive more than 100 years. If the Vedas are false, it cannot survive more than 100 years. Because it is talking about the truth and facts. I am here right there in front of you to talk about that. And it's a proven fact, and our sages also says that it's a proven fact. You see me. I gained my purification of the mind doing certain rituals which are prescribed by the Karma Kanda. I don't have the aim to get the benefit of a ritual, but I do the ritual properly. I don't need the result. I do the ritual properly. So, for the purification of mind, a person can use the ritual or the prayer. Thus, one should know that a prayer can be used either ways for achieving some temporary benefits, for achieving the purification of the mind. If you have a desired object in your mind, it will help you to achieve the things which are temporary. Suppose if you don't have anything to be achieved in the mind, still you do certain rituals or prayers that will help to the purification of the mind. Anthakarana Shuddhi. It can happen. Once you have the purified mind, it's very easy to grasp the knowledge. Because obstacles will not help you to grasp the knowledge. So purification of the mind is possible by taking towards the karma kanda. Once the karma kanda is done in a proper way, the stage is set to gain the knowledge about the entity, the reality. That is why, according to the personality, the traditional teachers used to say, you do this, you do that, you do that. A traditional teacher will give you somebody to chant Gayatri Japam. Traditional teacher will give Om Namah Shivaya to chant for somebody. Traditional teacher will give another work while living in the ashram in order to get the purification of the mind. It's very important. Anthakarana Shuddhi, the readiness of the mind to receive the knowledge properly. It will make the person qualified to receive the knowledge from what is told in the Jnana Kanda. We are dealing with the Karma Kanda section now. So, the ritualistic portions are helpful for a seeker in order to get the maturity to understand what is told in the portion of knowledge. Certain composure, certain inner leisure, certain set of the mind, it all help you, the person, to listen carefully what is told in the Jnana Kanda section, portion of knowledge. So there is a big difference in Jnana Kanda and the Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda talks about the things to be achieved, while the Jnana Kanda talks about a thing which is already existing in one's life. Jnana Kanda talks about a thing already existing in one's life. Karma Kanda talks about an entity which is to be accomplished in future. Thus, there is a big difference in both, which we will discuss when we enter into the Upanishad. This Jnana Kanda portion have only one topic. What is the topic of Jnana Kanda? What is the subject matter of Jnana Kanda? It talks about a unique thing called a conscious entity. A conscious entity, that which helps to achieve the ultimate happiness. A conscious entity which is a formless, a conscious entity which is eternal, a conscious entity which is the base of the human body, the conscious entity which is the source of creation, which is the base of creation, the conscious entity which is the base of entire creation, the conscious entity which is all pervading. Only topic is centered on this conscious entity. And this conscious entity is the listener. This is the secret revealed by the Jnana Kanda, the portion of the knowledge. The listener is a unique entity. The listener is the hero in the portion of knowledge. Because when the listener or the seeker comes into the pursuit of moksha, comes into the pursuit of jnana, there the Upanishad says that you are not an ordinary living being who comes and goes. You are a living being which never comes and goes. You are a conscious entity which is the source of happiness. You are a conscious entity which is the base of entire creation, which never subject to death and birth. All these things are happy to listen, but contradictory to accept it. Logically, it cannot be proved by me. That is, I will not die, I will not get a birth. How can logically I can prove? Then the Upanishad says, you are Purnam Brahma, fulfilled Brahman, unlimited Brahman. How can I accept this sentence practically when I am having so much limitations? Even though the Veda says that doubts will be there all the way. The conscious entity which is not having a name and form is the source of all creation. Without this conscious entity, there will be no strength for the thunderbolt. There will be no strength for the electricity. There will be no strength for my body. There will be no strength for any living being in the world. Because of the presence of this conscious entity, each and everything is alive and follow their own pursuits. Thus, the conscious entity is the central theme or the main actor in the Jnana Kanda portion. What is the benefit after studying about this conscious entity? Without the benefit, why should I study this portion of knowledge? It's very important. Even a fool will enter into an action by expecting some money from others. So, why should I follow karma kanta? Why should I follow jnana kanta? Why should I listen about the conscious entity? What is the reason? I will take the karma kanda as a path to reach the jnana kanda. Fine. Then why should I listen about this conscious entity? I am enough of preaching from different churches and different temples. When I come here, why should I teach about a conscious entity? It has certain results. Yes. Desired results are there for studying the conscious entity. Mainly, there are two by our traditional teachers. Ātyandika dukkha nivritti, fundamental clearance of all worries and pains. Removal of all worries and pains by seeing that I am this conscious entity. Looking upon me as this conscious entity. Jiva Ishvara Ekatva Jnana. Unity of the self and the entity which is told in the scriptures. They are both one. They are one and the same. And what is the benefit for that? Ātyandika dukkha nivritti. Total elimination of pain and worries while living in the world. Not after death or after 2 days. Immediately, instant. If you come to know that I am this conscious entity thoroughly by the help of a traditional teacher and scriptures, that moment itself, you are free from all kinds of sorrows and worries and pains. Because sorrow, worry, pains are centered on 3 bodies. Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. 3 bodies. Gross body, subtle body, causal body. Each and every worries, each and every pain, each and every issues are centered on 3 bodies. When I say you are free from all defects, Nitya Dukkadi Vimuchyate. Permanently you are free from all kinds of worries, pains and all other things. How it is possible? It is possible. While looking up the snake, a person told this is not snake, it's only an appearance, but actually it's a rope. This knowledge will help the person to remove all kinds of illusion towards a snake, because snake never existed at any point of time. When the knowledge of the rope is given, the message of the rope is given for the person, immediately his snake illusion has gone. Then he is free from all kinds of worries. Similarly, the traditional teachers elaborate from different standpoints and make the person to know you are not this body. You are the conscious entity which is the source of happiness. Thus, a person comes to know the reality and he give up the unreality. Very, very important. It's practical, it's logical, it's also told in the Shruti, the books, the traditional books. Everything is possible. Thus, a person will come to know that Jnana Kanda, the portion of knowledge, will help me to receive, to regain my happiness and to give up all my issues. Thus, a person slowly have the belief towards the Jnana Kanda portion. It's a very big thing. When your mind is under some pressure, you cannot have any Jnana Kanda class. There is no Upanishad class. Upanishad classes are not going to help you. Suppose if you have a worry inside the mind. First, you have to solve this problem forever. That problem solving forever is only linked only through knowing that I am Brahman. Up to that, all these problems will be continuing and get resolved temporarily. Again, they will pop. So, Jnana Kanda has a benefit called Ātyandika Dukkha Nivritti, putting an end for this permanent sorrow, for the end of the death and birth cycle is the one benefit of studying Jnana Kanta. Who don't like that? If you tell to somebody, every pain and every sorrow will be taken care of by Jnana Kanta, they will run and come and sit in front of traditional teachers, which we don't want. Adhikari eva, adhikaranam eva jnana upadesham. Towards the qualified people only, jnana can do something. If not, it's a waste of time. So we need not to collect a lot of people. You can tell them there is a class going on. If you like, you stay. If not, you can go. It's very important. Jnanam is possible about anything. But here it's talking about the conscious entity. That conscious entity will take care of all your issues permanently, which will not come again. Thus, Jnana Kanta portion is also called Upanishads. Upanishads and Jnana Kanta, the ritual portion is one and the same. Thus, we are going to see Jnana Kanta or Upanishad. I need one or two classes more to land towards Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. Now you come to know Jnana Kanta is also called Upanishad. The subject matter is one and the same. One benefit is permanently the whole pain and worries has gone. We will start with the second benefit in the next class. That is Nirvishaya Ananda Avapti. Permanently happy in spite of anything in this world, because I became the source of happiness. That we are going to see the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Gobrahmanibhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om